Oh my god, there's a bug on my wall. Hey guys, it's Katya. Yes, it's what you've all been waiting for. I'm telling you another story today. So this story takes place in sophomore year of high school. No, it is not about Medusa, because on top of Medusa, I had to deal with stupid boys. Now, I should give you a little background on sophomore year me. At this point, the only boyfriend I had ever had was the one in 7th grade that cheated on me on Valentine's Day. So I was still immature and I was going through these phases of having massive crushes on random boys that I had never talked to before. I literally had the same crush on this boy who I had spoken to maybe twice in my life, all of freshman and sophomore year, until I met this boy, the boy in this story. So it was a big deal for me to move on, you know? Anyway, for this story, we'll call this boy Anthony. So in sophomore year, me and Anthony were in the same class, but we would never sit together. I was friends with one of his friends that was also in the class, so me and him would talk, but I would never really speak to Anthony. In the beginning of sophomore year, my high school lets the sophomore class choose where they want to go for their experiential education trips. And I chose Channel Islands to camp out and go kayaking and do all that fun outdoorsy stuff. I was really sporty back then. So at this point, I still had a major crush on the other guy. So I was planning to put all my focus and attention on him. You'll probably get a story time about him because a lot of weird stuff happened with that boy. But anyway, so we go to Channel Islands and I noticed that Anthony is also on this trip. Since my grade is very cliquey, there were basically 2 groups of people on this trip. There were the 7 people who refused to talk to any of us because they thought they were too good for us, and everyone else whose ego wasn't the size of Trump's. So our group of people were trying to find something to do in our free time, and then we start playing this game. It's called the pull-out game, and if you don't know what it is, it's basically when someone picks 2 people and they have to lean in like they're gonna kiss, and then the first one to pull out loses. Yes, I know, I'm innocent. So while we're playing, every single person is pulling away. Honestly, the game just became who's actually gonna kiss. And then someone nominates me and Anthony. Like I said before, me and Anthony don't know each other, we've never spoken, but also I play to win. So we stand up and we face each other and we're leaning in. And I'm like, you know, everyone has pulled out so far, like he's gonna pull out eventually. And then suddenly, we get really close. And before I even realize what is happening, I'm kissing him. Me being shocked, I jump back. Everyone's face is like, oh my god, they kissed. My friend Amber, yeah, the one who dished me and then went to LA, she's shocked. And basically after this, no one was pulling out anymore. And this included Amber and Anthony as well. So after this game, I had a strange feeling in my stomach and I wasn't even thinking about my first crush anymore, which was rare. And I realized I now have a crush on Anthony. So I get back to my tent and me and Amber are sharing one. We're just sitting around talking and eventually she brings up the game that just happened. As we were talking about it, we both reveal that now we both have crushes on Anthony. Now me and Amber are best friends at this point, so we kind of make a pact not to go for anything just because we don't need that drama in our life. So after the trip, I think everything's gonna return to normal. I think I'll forget about the stupid 1-second peck I had and we'll go back to not speaking in our class. That's not what happened. I walk into the class I share with him and I see him sitting next to the desk that I always sit in. It was like unassigned, assigned seatings. You know how you sit in the same desk every day and everyone kind of knows their place? Well, he was sitting in the place next to my place. And because of this, we started talking every class. Me, him, and his friend would be like in little conversations every class. But I made a pact with my friend and I was going to keep it. In the same month was homecoming, which actually fell on my birthday. I wanted to have like a little birthday thing before and then take a bunch of my friends and get a party bus and then go to homecoming together. So a party bus needs a lot of people to fill it. So I'm thinking, okay, obviously my immediate friends are here. Who else do I know? Let's invite Anthony. So we all go to my house for a little birthday celebration. There's a little spunk cake with a candle. It's so cute. Then we go on the party bus and we go to the dance. Now at this point, Amber had already found someone else that she had a crush on. She had completely moved on from Anthony and she didn't know that I was still thinking about him. So the dance itself was really uneventful until people started leaving. We tried to leave, but one of the teachers was like, look, there's 30 more minutes. We can't just waste the 30 minutes that we rented this venue out. Please just stay. So basically the only people left were the people on my party bus and then a few others here and there. And of course, this is when the DJ decides to play all the slow songs. So at this point, I'm sitting with my friends and that same teacher is like, come on guys, like don't just sit around, like go dance, like we paid for this, go dance. So I'm like, you know what, fine. Everyone on the party bus starts finding their friends to dance with and I'm like, I'm not gonna be here swaying alone on my birthday. So I look for someone who doesn't have a partner and lo and behold, Anthony is just standing there alone. So I go up to him and I ask him to dance and he pulls me really close to him, which no one else was doing. Everyone was friends. Everyone had Jesus in between them. And this kind of brought back every feeling I've ever felt ever. So that night I went home and I'm like, God damn it, I have a crush on this boy again. So from that homecoming dance, a new friend group formed with all the people on the party bus. So not only was I now hanging out with him in school, I was now hanging out with him outside of school too. We also started texting and eventually we became a thing. We start hanging out every day, texting every day. We're a thing. We're holding hands at the football game. His arm is around me in school. Like in my little immature 16-year-old mind, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have my first high school boyfriend. Like, it's so exciting. And then boys do what they always do, which is be total idiots. So there was this Halloween carnival that my school put on every year as this community service event. Anthony convinced me to sign up so we could go together and spend time together, so I did. I want to reiterate, Anthony invited me to come. This was his idea. So 2 days before this community service event, Anthony goes silent. He's not responding to my text. He's avoiding me in school. He's not even talking to me while sitting right next to me in the class we share. I'm obviously confused because nothing happened and I don't have enough experience to realize that boys are stupid. So I'm like racking my brain trying to think of anything that could have happened to make him mad at me or not like me anymore, and I can't. So the event comes up 2 days later and I'm like, well, I signed up, I have to go, and it's a community service event. Kind of want to go. But thankfully I convinced my friend to come with me just in case. And when we were on the bus, we're sitting together and Anthony is sitting with this guy who is probably the most annoying guy I've ever met in my life. We'll call him Scott. And they're laughing loudly, like turning around, looking like, just being like boys. Being high school boys, that's what they were doing. And then suddenly, Anthony turns around in front of the entire bus and says, sorry I've been ignoring you. I realized I'm gay for Scott. Like we're dating now, so obviously me and you can't be together anymore. And they start laughing hysterically and I'm like, really? This is the first thing you say to me in days? Now obviously it's a joke, right? I think we can all agree he was joking. But he takes it too far. He ignores me for the entire community service event. He didn't look at me, he didn't talk to me once, nothing. And he was the one who invited me. So the next day there was a football game. I'm done at this point. So Anthony pulls me aside to talk. He tells me how I deserve someone better, how he needs to just go find himself, that I'm a great girl and I will find someone who I deserve. Any bullshit excuse you could think of. But we end things on a fine term. I'm not that mad. The thing didn't last long. He apologized. Everything was fine. But apparently, being a man and telling a girl how you actually feel is embarrassing because when people asked how we broke up, he told everyone that he ended it by telling me that he was gay just so he wouldn't have to date me. He would rather have people think that he was an asshole who lied to me about being gay than have people think we had an amicable, mature breakup. Why are boys like this? Why are boys like this? I don't. So for anyone who went to my high school, that's not true. He had a mature conversation with me. Sorry if that embarrasses you. I don't really give a. Anthony actually has feelings. Oh no. But anyway, that's it for this video. Moral of the story, boys are stupid and scared of commitment. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed and want more stories, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Tell me what you like, but it's never gonna change. So you do what you